Welcome viewers in the topic alternating current. Today we will see when coil, that is inductor, and resistance both are connected in series with the AC source, then what will happen. In the previous video we have seen separate combination, not combination, separately they are added. When AC source is connected to a resistance, then what happens? We have seen that current and voltage, they were in the same phase. We have seen purely resistive circuit. We have seen in the circuit where current lags behind the voltage by 90 degree or voltage leads the current by 90 degree, and this is purely inductive circuit. Similarly, we have seen that voltage lags behind the current by 90 degree, and this is for purely capacitive circuit. So individually we have seen all these three circuits. Today we will see when AC source is applied. AC source is applied across series LR circuit. So if you take a coil of coefficient of self induction L and resistance R, if this AC source is applied, suppose the current flowing through it I, here the voltage across coil is VL, and here the voltage across resistance is R. What can you write? For the peak value of voltage across coil, we can write I naught into XL. For the peak value of voltage across resistance, we can write I naught into R. What can you write for the current and this combined hindrance? We will solve that phasor diagram. If you draw the phasor diagram, then you will find the combined hindrance in the path of current produced by coil and resistance in total. In simple diagram, we have seen that this is the voltage across resistance, and suppose we write like this, and this is also the direction of current, because in case of resistance, voltage and current, they are in the same direction. What about the voltage across coil? We have seen voltage leads the coil in the coil by current by 90 degree. But when both are connected in series, then what will you find here? That the combined or net voltage across this combination, the resultant voltage, we can write here this by E, and it makes angle phi. Then what can you write here? That if this V naught L is, you represent here, I am representing here by it combined voltage by E. Then what can you write here? This tan phi can be written as this V naught L is replaced here, then V naught L upon V naught R. What can you write here? This I naught XL upon I naught R, so it can be written as XL by R. What can you write XL? We have seen XL is omega L. XL is inductive hindrance, that is inductive reactance, hindrance produced by coil in the path of current. So this is omega L by R. So what we observe, that in case of purely inductive circuit, voltage leads the current by 90 degree, but when coil and resistance both are connected in series, then voltage, the net voltage is not leading the current, it is leading the current but not by 90 degree. So it is leading the current by an angle phi. That phi value, phase angle, is given by tan phi omega L by R. Now in the case of combined hindrance, suppose you are told find the combined hindrance. What will you do? Look, from this phasor diagram you can simply draw this VR vector you have drawn here, then omit I, draw only R, you write here only resistance part. Similarly, what is this vector? This is V naught L, so here V naught L is what? I naught XL, omit I naught, only XL, you draw here only XL. What will you get here? The same angle phi, and this is under root using the Pythagoras, R square plus XL square. This quantity represented by Z is called combined hindrance in the path of current in LR circuit. This is Z is called impedance. What is impedance? Another factor to oppose the current in a circuit. What was XL? Reactance. The current is opposed by the presence of coil in its way. Here impedance, not only coil, resistance is also here. So the combined hindrance in the path of current in AC circuit is called impedance. Learn this definition. What will be its unit? Simple, ohm. So its unit will be ohm. Now this is the hindrance, and how can you write this I naught? I naught can be written as, if this is the value of maximum, this is EMF, this is applied here, E equal to E naught sine omega t, then this is E naught, and upon under root R square plus XL square. So in this way the current is given in this AC circuit. What can you find for cos phi? Cos phi is important term which is used to finding the power dissipated in an AC circuit. Learn the cos phi value for any of the circuit, AC circuit, when these two are connected in series. In another circuit you will find L and C are connected in series, in next one R and C are connected in series, but cos phi always you will find R upon Z. Here you have got Z value under root R square plus XL square, and this triangle is called impedance triangle. Sometimes one mark question is asked, draw impedance triangle for series LR circuit. How will you draw? Simple. How will you take the concept? From this VR and I in the same direction, VL 90 degree, then you have taken the resultant, this is the resultant voltage or the maximum value of the applied voltage. From this you have drawn here this triangle. Instead of V naught R we have taken R, instead of V naught L we have taken XL, and this is the impedance triangle. What will be the equation for current in this circuit? What will you write for I? Look, simply I will be I naught sine omega t minus phi. Why? Because current lags behind the voltage by an angle phi. What will be the voltage here applied? This is E naught sine omega t. So these are the equations given in this for this circuit. By knowing these values we will solve numericals based on it. Let's see the first question. Here A coil in which soft iron rod is inserted is connected with the bulb with this battery and a switch K. Question says, what will you observe when K is closed? Second part, if AC source of same RMS voltage replaces the battery, then when the K is closed, the current will begin to flow through the circuit and bulb will glow. What will you observe in case of first case when battery is connected? The bulb will glow gradually till it becomes maximum. So how will you say what is the reason behind this? Why the bulb will glow gradually, then its glow will become maximum? Because E equal to minus L di by dt, back EMF in the coil. So once the current is set up in the coil, the bulb will glow with its maximum value. What will happen if the AC source here of the same RMS value is applied? Then we will find for AC circuit this coil, its XL, because soft iron rod is here, XL will be more will be XL. Then what will be V naught L? You can write here, this is XL. If XL increases, then what will happen? I will decrease, and if the current decreases, then the glow of the bulb will also decrease. So in this way, conceptual questions you have to solve. See the second question, this is also conceptual. In any AC circuit, is the applied instantaneous voltage equal to the algebraic sum of the instantaneous voltages across the series elements of the circuit? What is the meaning of this question? Suppose in the same example, if this is R and this is L, then will the voltage across this and this, their algebraic sum will be equal to the same voltage which is applied? What will be your answer? Look here, is it true for applied voltage and instantaneous value? For that applied voltage, its instantaneous value will be the algebraic sum of the individual elements voltages? Yes, because instantaneous, the voltage, although voltage and currents are scalar quantities, but they are changing, varying sinusoidally, they are variable functions. That's why we take the net voltage, we find the net voltage and current by drawing the phasor diagram. So that will be instantaneous value. For instantaneous value, yes, it will be true. Is the same true for RMS voltage? No, because of the phasor. Voltage across coil will be 90 degree leading to the current. Voltage across capacitor will be 90 degree lagging behind the current. So because of the phase variations, that relation is not true for the RMS voltage. In general, you should know that instantaneous current can't be written as ratio of instantaneous voltage and hindrance. This relation is true for RMS, true for peak value, but not for instantaneous. So in this way, you have seen these two questions. Let's see one numerical. Now let's see, in this numerical, this is the value written for coil and resistance 40 ohm. If current lags behind the voltage by 37 degree, find XL. What is XL? Inductive reactance, Z, impedance, current and frequency. How will you find? Let's see. In the first case, you know that XL is given by omega L, Z is given by under root R square plus XL square. You know R, you know L, but you don't know frequency. Then how will you solve? Let us start. First line is given the current lags behind the voltage by 37 degree. What is 37 degree? That is phase angle, and I have given you in the description that this is the phase impedance triangle, and if this is R, this is XL, then what is this? Under root R square plus XL square. What is this called? Z. So here it is given, what is phi? 37 degree. Learn that for any triangle, if this value is 37, this angle is 37, then this is 3, 4, 5. You should learn this. So here what can you find? That for this 37 value, you can write here cos 37 is 4 by 5, tan 37 is 3 by 4. So any of the value whatever is given here you can find. So if it is given this is 37, find XL. How will you find XL? This R is given how much? 40. Then you can write here this is 40, this is 30, this is 50. Can you write or not? So in this way, if you find that whatever is 37 given, so you should know that 37 is written in case of 3, 4, 5. Learn this values for the triangle having one angle 37, and this is right angle triangle. So if you have written tan 37 is 3 by 4, and here tan 37, tan phi in case of this circuit, what is tan phi? Tan phi is XL by R. You can find here this XL. What can you write? 3R by 4. So R is given 40. What can you write? 3 into 40 upon 4, that is 30 ohm. That's why I was writing earlier. So in case of 3, 4, 5, what? 30, 40, 50. Can you guess what will be Z here? Simple. What will be Z here? Under root R square plus XL square. What will be under root 30 square plus 40 square? So what will be Z? Z will be under root R square plus XL square. That is 50 ohm. Because this XL is 30 ohm, R is 40 ohm, this one, then Z is 50 ohm. Now these two values, you got it? What about the next part? What is current? You know the XL, from that frequency you can find, and what can current relation? These two relations we have read. This applied upon Z. What is applied voltage? 110 volt. How can you find the current? This RMS value of current, this 110 upon what is Z? 50. So you will get 5 to ja. This is 2.2 ampere. So current in the circuit. Finally frequency. You know how to write frequency. Omega L can be written as 2 pi FL equal to, what is omega L? Omega L is XL. XL is how much? 30. So this is 30. From this you can calculate frequency. Frequency will be 30 upon 2 into 3.14 into L 0.1. So what will be 0.1 ohm here? You will put, you will calculate 2, 15, 1.5, around 47.7. I think this you will be able to find the exact value of frequency 47.7 Hertz. So all these 4 parts, how will you solve? I hope you must have enjoyed it. How to solve numericals and conceptual questions based on series LR circuit. Thank you.